Pamela Zapata is the founder and CEO of Society 18 and a Forbes Next 1000 honoree, which is a big deal, y'all. Pamela is making moves, disrupting, and shaking things up. Most importantly, she is creating generational wealth for many who cross her path.
I started the agency because I saw a lack of diversity amongst management companies. I used to call it 50 Shades of Beige because we were seeing a lot of the same type of creators. We weren't seeing super deep skin tones. We weren't seeing coily hair. We weren't seeing plus size. We weren't seeing Muslim. Like, there was just no diversity.
This is a wonderful episode about social media, hustle, and doing that eat, pray, love thing before it's too late. Enjoy. I'm going to start by saying, who am I speaking with?
My name is Pamela Zapata.
That's it?
No, we can go on. Who am I?
Yeah, who are
Because we've talked about this. I think we've talked about this before.
It's a big deal for me.
And I feel like it's challenged me to think about that a little bit deeper. I think
cool.
Since even our conversation.
Sick.
Because I think we identify with our roles.
Yeah.
And so I'll start there because it's where I lean. But I am the CEO and founder of Society 18. We're a BIPOC-focused influencer management agency.
You have been in like Time as 100 influential people.
Forbes.
My bad.
Time is on the vision board, though. Maybe
Time is. I'm manifesting Time
it.
for you. Forbes. Sorry. Forbes. And then Time. And how does that happen? I guess I'm less interested in the business model of obviously there are going to be young creators listening to this who want to work with you, right? Who are like Society 18. Well, also, can they just reach out to you? Or cool.
Email us.
Great. So young creators, they'll email you. But why you? Why do they want to be with you? How does your vision or your ability to be an entrepreneur or creator, create your own life, bring them to you?
So why us? I think for me, to backtrack, I started the agency because I saw a lack of diversity amongst management companies. Management companies were not really working with what I thought were diverse enough creators. Like, I used to call it 50 Shades of Beige because we were seeing a lot of the same type of creators. We weren't seeing super deep skin tones. We weren't seeing coily hair. We weren't seeing plus size. We weren't seeing Muslim. Like, there was just no diversity in the rosters that I was seeing. So I wanted to create Society to create a solve for the lack of diversity and also the massive pay gap. So for us, since then, 6 years ago, we now have a roster of about 40 creators across all different verticals. And I think for me and our team, we're very much driven in passion and purpose. Like, I really strongly believe that we all really care about the work that we're doing. It's not just, no one is just a number on the roster. We're not an agency that's looking to sign hundreds and hundreds of creators just to have a massive roster. Every creator has a spot on the roster, and we look out for all of them, and we care about all of them. So I think what we offer is a little bit different because we're all very passionate about the work that we do.
This will be promoted on social media. I have a big beef with social media. I think it's more bad for us than good for us.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like anything, moderation is key. I think there's a lot of poison out there.
Mm-hmm.
What's your relationship to that? Or are you like pro?
No.
And I understand this is a tricky question.
No, I think I'm curious to hear your perspective.
On social media?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just curious because I don't disagree with you, but I'm curious to hear.
I don't think it's natural. It's not natural in the grand scheme of human beings to be inundated with the way other people are living their lives, that we lose track of our own life and we lose track of our own moments and our own beauty and our own wonderfulness. And then so much of looking at other people's lives is an illusion that like, oh, we should be we should be like them, or we should be working harder, or be better, or because I don't have as many likes or followers, I must not be worth that. I must not be worth it. And so I think it does something to our self-worth. I think it does something to our self-love. All those terms that are cliche only because they're real. And again, I think it's balance and moderation. I also recognize I have connected with people all over the world through social media. I have gotten work from social media. I have gotten money from social media.
Yeah.
So I have seen, both sides of the sword. I've made great connections. Yeah, all of this. So I understand where it has medicine and where it has harm. So that's my take.
I don't necessarily disagree with you. I think you're right. I think I obviously have a business surrounded around the business of social media and people consuming content because we work with brands and brands pay for those eyeballs. But I think you need to you need to find the value. And whenever you start thinking the value in it, whether it's monetary or inspiration or whatever that is, take it the good for the good and just leave the bad. Whenever you find yourself, because I'm guilty of this as well, comparing yourself or feeling bad about yourself, like you took a trip to like Texas and someone else is in Dubai and you're like, oh, my shitty trip to Texas. Like, no, like whenever you catch yourself comparing yourself to someone else in a way that makes you feel less than, then you need to check yourself and step away from it. I try to control my emotions when I feel like I'm falling down any type of rabbit hole, whether it's like comparing what my business is doing next to someone else's business or someone else's fitness journey compared to my fitness journey, or I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So I think you just need to catch it, and also put limits on how much time you're spending, especially if you're known, if you see yourself falling down that rabbit hole, which I have like every 10 minutes a notification that tells me like I need to get off, I need to stop scrolling.
Do you stop scrolling or do you just give me another 10?
Depends what I'm doing. If I'm like doing something work related, I'll just stop and I'll say, give me another 10. But if it's something that I'm just like falling down a rabbit hole, then I'll close it and put it away.
Do you know about Opal?
No.
I don't work for them, but Opal, if you want to sponsor me, I would take the sponsorship. Opal is only in the paid version. It's a way of like locking apps and things on your device. Mm-hmm. And only in the paid version, which I am not going to name the price, but it's not crazy. It's for the whole year. You can't unlock it. In the unpaid version, you can unlock it. And there's different levels you can set up to unlock. Like
unlock the app. So like
unlock
once
the
your
app.
time is up, you're out.
So let's say I put a lock on my texting, which I do in the morning and at night. And there's like one level of lock and then a second, like, you sure? And you're like second level, and it makes you wait to really make sure.
Wow.
It has all these messages. But when you do the paid version, you can do a version where you can unlock.
Oh my God.
And so if you say turn this thing off for 2 hours or 3 hours, you can't unlock it.
Isn't that wild to pay for something to help control your habits?
Yes.
Because you
and
can't
it's
control
also
yourself.
great.
So you use it a lot?
Yeah, and I think about it as a writer. There's a beautiful writer named Angie Cruz. We were talking about texting, and she said, I text less because I realized, I looked at a text with my homie, and it was like 55,000 words in a month. And I was like, that's crazy. And she was like, yeah, that's a book.
Wow.
Like, I'm texting a book.
Yeah.
I could be writing a book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about how much we're texting, and this is all words that we could be using towards something else if you're a writer. I'm not saying that. But in general, if that's what we need, if we need to pay to lock the thing up, that might cause us harm or not, or distract us or take us further away from this moment. I don't think we've paid for worse things. You know, I paid for a $7 cup of coffee today. Like 2 cups of coffee and I can lock my phone up. You know?
Yeah.
So I think we've paid for worse things. Do any of your clients come at you with mental health stuff?
We have dealt with that in the past. I think it's tough as a content creator to have a business, especially a lot of our creators that are making 6 figures plus that rely on other people's basically perception or engagement or interaction with you to make a living. Like, that's a lot of pressure. So we have dealt with creators that have mental health issues, all kinds, whether it's depression or bipolar or there's a million. But yes, we have supported them through it. Like, you know, we always say if you need a break, take a break. We're not an agency that says like you can't, because if they don't make money, we obviously don't make money. But I think first and foremost, mental health comes first. And if they're not well, then no one's well. So we definitely prioritize that. And it's a thing. And it's tough. It's a tough place to be in.
Yeah.
I mean, can you relate?
Yeah, I can. I just think about the amount of people who, it's a part of our world, and I don't think it's going away in any sort of way. And I think that's the other thing with young people when I think about it, like they know some people are making money off of it. And so that's also a weird thing now where back in the day, you'd be like, I want to be a doctor. I want to be right? You thought about the job that might make you money. With the assumption that, you know, like the money would heal all the things. And now there's sort of young people who are like, this is a job, but you can't go to school for it.
Yeah.
Maybe you can. Maybe there are
There's
actually probably
classes.
a ton of
Yeah.
classes
Hmm.
of how to be an influencer. Or is that the term we still use?
Yeah. Influencer, content creator. Yeah.
Was there a difference?
Kind of, yeah. So content creators are people who just enjoy creating content that may not necessarily be on camera. So maybe you don't see them as an influencer per se. They're just like they enjoy creating content and they can have a massive following. But we use them interchangeably. So influencer obviously is more in front of the camera, influencing people to purchase, influencing people to do X, Y, Z. But we use them as the same.
Have you been influenced by your own people?
Yes. Yes, I have. And it's so interesting going back to what you said about now that people know that there's influencers making money. Like, I know people who follow people and they won't swipe up or click because they know that they're getting paid to like promote something,
Oh,
which
you
I'm
mean
like,
like in a nasty kind of
yeah,
way?
yeah. Because you said that and it sparked that because I had a friend that was like, yeah, I didn't swipe up because I didn't want to support. And I was just like, why wouldn't you
Mm.
support it? Like, I don't know. I found that to be interesting. Um,
That's the other part I think of social media that I find, again, all with moderation. I think it produces a lot of envy in humans. I can speak to that
mhm.
100%. I mean, my relationship to to the app is very simple. I open to post. Well, I also transparently pay someone.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but then when I have to do it myself, I open to post, and I just am so diligent about never doing this.
Swipe scrolling.
Never scrolling.
You don't scroll.
I don't, because that's where it starts. I don't need to see other. So I go to the plus symbol, or I go to and then I get rid of the app. Only when I need to post something,
Mhm.
or if someone who helps me with my social media says you should respond to this,
Mhm.
I'll go to the messages. But it's the problems for me start as soon as I hit that
Yeah.
that scroll motion.
Yeah. I think that I've learned to, and I still get caught up sometimes, but try to find a way to use comparison as a motivator versus like whenever I see other agencies and how they're activating or how they're working with their talent or partnerships, I'm like, oh wow, we should do that, or we should do more, or we should do better. Like, but not in a way that because I'm also super over analytical and very hard on myself. Where I'm like, are we doing enough? Can we do more? What can use it as a way to empower yourself to do more, provide value in another way that you may not have thought versus thinking like, oh damn, like they're better than us. Like there's no product. You don't get anything from that. Figure out how to use it as a motivator.
Great. So this inspires my next question. Years ago, years. I mean, were we having social media back then? We probably were. I did this job for the founder of Elephant Journal. Does Elephant Journal mean anything to you?
No.
They had another company. Anyway, they hired me. They got all this money from this grant, and we were supposed to test what makes someone be moved in a story. So I
Mm-hmm.
had 90 seconds to tell people a story, and they would bring in all these doctors and facial recognition, and they could recognize what was causing movement. In 90 seconds, I had to move you to do something. And the evolution of where this project was supposed to go was I was we were supposed to ask what moves people to action,
Mm-hmm.
not just to like or to share, but to action. Like what moves people to take action. The most basic form of that is a donation, but we want other sort of forms of action. And I do a lot of videos, content for companies who want to take action.
Mm-hmm.
They want you to know about voting, or they want you to know about this legislation coming up, or they want you to know about this, highways are bad for you. So next time you have a chance to tear down a highway in voting, pick yes. Like,
Mm-hmm.
have you learned anything about what actually moves people to do something?
Well, now I'm curious to like what you guys found out. Like I'm moved. um. That's a great question. That is a great question. Um. I think for us, when we look at content creation, I think we look at a couple different pillars. You should be either educating someone or inspiring them in one way. There's a third, but I can't put my head on it. Educational, inspirational. There's a third. I'll circle back with that. And if you can hit any of these three, then you have a higher likelihood of inspiring or motivating some sort of action where if they're like, oh, I want to look like that, I'm going to buy this swimsuit, or hey, I feel like I want to learn more about that. I'm going to buy this e-series or this digital book or whatever the case is. So I feel like there's a somewhat of a formula to it. But I do think either inspirational content, educational content, or there's a third pillar that I can't recall. But if you can hit one of those buckets, you have a higher likelihood of influencing, whether it's purchase or swipe up or learning more, whatever the case is, I think.
I want to know what the third is. Education.
No, I'm going to Google it.
Inspire. Yeah, Google that thing.
I'm going to Google it. But I want to hear about what you guys found out.
We never really got to, sadly, we kind of ran out of money before we could really continue to take this test further. We never really got to the point where, and I think everyone's been trying to figure this out since the end of time. Like, what is it? Entertain, I figured.
Yeah.
So educate, inspire.
But even entertain, I don't think entertain necessarily can really influence. I mean, maybe it can. I don't know. I think.
Well, isn't that the next phase? We're trying to figure out can we make a movie that is actually entertaining, that can be like a documentary, can kind of change your life. I'm making this piece right now. Is it a spoiler alert? Maybe. I'm theatricalizing A Year Left to Live. I'm giving everyone in the room a year to live, and we're going to put 60 minutes on the clock, and we're going to die together, and we're going to see if we're going to change our life.
Wow. But imagine if you knew you only had a year to live.
That's the thing I'm doing.
Because I think we take for granted so many things. And it's like if like people were like, I'll just do that tomorrow, I'm going to do that next week, or like I'm going to even like, parents going through like health scares, like I'm going through something right now, and I'm like, I'm so much more. Why does it take something like that to kick us into gear, to be so much more grateful and express gratitude and be more actionable?
That's my dream. That's my hope. We always fall into the hole before we realize we don't have to be in the hole. Like, and if we could somehow figure it out sooner.
Yeah.
You don't have to suffer so much in order to wake up, in order to be an advocate for peace or self-love or kindness or joy. Like we can stop it before the train comes.
Yeah. Well, I love that idea of. So it's a theatrical.
It's a live performance. I'm working on it now. Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be tight.
No, I mean, it sounds great. I'm in. I'm inspired.
You haven't even seen it.
I know, but I'm in. I'm in because I'm in.
Great.
The premise is strong enough. I'm in.
You want to be in Time magazine? I'm going to have you do your pitch to Time right now. Why should Time feature you?
Oh my God, you're going to put me on the spot like that? Well, I don't know if I'm there yet. It's on the vision board. There's so many other things. Like I want to be an accomplished author. I want to start a podcast. I want to start building out my brand to be something that's worthy of being featured in Time. And I feel like I'm not there yet, but I will be there.
I would say you're there now.
You think so?
And so I would say,
okay,
just do this for others.
Okay.
Tell Time. Pitch yourself to Time right now.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Hi, Time.
It's good. Yeah.
Good start.
Great start.
I think I'm worthy of being featured in your publication because I think we're in a time that, the people who are running our system don't see the value in people who look like myself and people that we represent. And I think it's important to continue to talk about the importance of working with people of color, people from all walks of life, people from marginalized communities, Black and brown and other, because we create culture, we create impact. And I think featuring someone like myself can help inspire others to know that just because the system is running against us, we will still rise above.
Ashe, and so it is.
I don't know if that's good enough, but
no, I think it's good. I like this habit of, to everyone listening, whatever publication you want to be in, know that you are it right now. And I believe, to full circle it to social media, we will never arrive at the place where we are beautiful enough, happy enough, healthy enough, wealthy enough. It's a carrot dangling from our forehead. And we'll never catch it. And it's designed that way by capitalism. It's designed to make you run and run and run and run and run and run. And the illusion that one day you're going to be able to stop running, but you won't. But you can stop running right now, and you can tell time, I'm worthy right now. You can tell anyone, I'm worthy right now. You can tell Pulitzer Prize, I'm worthy right now.
Have you thought about, like, what is enough for yourself?
Yeah, have I thought about it? Yeah, I wrote a whole book about it. Yeah.
But
yeah, I thought about it.
But like now, like what do you feel about it? How do you feel about it now? Because I think I think we also talked about this when the first time we actually met, or maybe we touched on it somehow, but I think that's a really important topic of conversation, because I think, to your point, it's like a moving target. I myself am a victim of that, where everyone's like, oh my God, you're so accomplished. You have your business, and I'm like, I don't have a book. I don't have a podcast. I don't have. So we're so quick to minimize what we have accomplished because we're looking for the bigger picture. And like I said, it's a moving target. So I guess my question to you is, on your podcast, for you right now, what is enough? And how can you learn to, for people who don't feel like they ever have enough, learn to find happiness with what they do have and see that that doesn't mean you have to be complacent?
So it has to be this. This is enough. I don't know. We're in a studio, y'all, right? Like, I don't know that door opens and I make it out of here. It's wild. I don't know that. I don't know that I make it downstairs. I don't know that I make it to my car. I don't know that my car makes it home. It might have done it 1,000 times, but I don't know that it does it today. I don't know that I speak to the next person I speak to. And so, you might be the last person I speak to. So I have to shower you with love, and I have to receive you with love. And I have to enjoy this moment. We're not put here to suffer. We're put here to enjoy this moment, whatever that is, in all of its wild circumstances. Like, we're here to not realize that our teeth, only when our teeth hurt are where we like, oh, I appreciate my teeth. No, like, my teeth don't hurt right now. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
My body doesn't hurt right now. That's so cool. This breath in might be my last breath. This breath out might be my last. It's not even about gratitude. It's just about noticing. My enough practice is about noticing. Like, this is my life, and I have to arrive in my life. No matter how long my Wikipedia page is, it means nothing if I didn't enjoy it, if I didn't enjoy my life.
Yeah, no, you're right. Let's put that on a bumper sticker and fucking put it
It's
on
a
all
long
the cars
bumper
around
sticker.
LA.
It's a long bumper sticker.
No, I think that's very valid, and I think practicing gratitude, though, helps you get there. Like, I have this journal that I'm trying to, like, start implementing in my daily routine. That's like our gratitude journal. It's like, what are the 3 things that you appreciate today? But the more that you are gracious and grateful for the things that you have, the more you can notice them. Because if you don't take time to, like, think about it, we're just moving in a rat race. I'm gonna remember that.
That's it. We have to be enough. I have to be enough right now. I can't have you determine my enoughness, or the next acting job I book, or the next book I write, or how many things sold. Like, I can't. It's just going to be I'll never reach it. Because when I sell, 1,000, I want to sell 2,000. When I sell 2,000, I want to sell 10,000. I want to sell 10,000, I want to sell 15,000. It's like, I got to be enough in my crib, in my underwear, chilling. Like, I got to be enough brushing my teeth.
Yeah.
And that has to feel good. That's how I want to live my life. At least I want to feel good. I want to enjoy my life. And I can honestly say and share, I have done a lot of accomplishments without joy. And it feels sad that I might have missed moments of my life because I was worried about what was next.
Wow, I can definitely relate to that.
And so I think that's liberation, and that's enoughness for me. And hence the dying process. I want us to wake up right now. I want to be in a room with a bunch of people, and I want us to say, let's wake up right now.
Yeah, like, think about, just that has me thinking about how would I move differently? What would I do? Like, just thinking, like, if you only had a year to live, like, I think it's a great thing to think about.
What would you do?
Dark. I feel like I'm doing a lot of the things that I would have already, that I'm already doing. But I think for me, what else would I do that I'm not already doing? I travel a lot. I love to travel. So I love learning about different worlds and
But
cultures.
you got a year, 365.
I
What are you gonna
know.
do? You're gonna travel. You're gonna. What are you gonna do? You're gonna hang with the homies. You're gonna go back
But
to
it's tough
Boston. You're
because
gonna
if
get
I
some
knew
Dominican food.
so this is the thing. It's tough. If you knew living if you knew you only had a year to live, I would take a sabbatical and be like, I'm gonna go explore the world.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wanting to have an Eat, Pray, Love moment since I saw the movie. Like, it's been a dream of mine, and I just never took the time to stop because I was like, no, we gotta go.
I know.
And so I would literally 365 just travel all over the world, go to different places that I haven't been to, eat all kinds of foods.
Pray, love.
All of that. Eat, pray, and love. Hopefully. Maybe Harvey Everett and we're waiting for me somewhere on an island, and then we can wrap this up. No, but I think I would for sure do that. But it's hard to move that way knowing, like, well, I have all these years to live. How do we sparse that
But you
out?
don't know that.
But
That's
then
the
how do you strike a balance
That's
then?
the point.
How do you strike a balance between doing the thing? Because if you're telling me, hey, you have 365, I'm going to be like, all right, bet.
But the doctor might be wrong. You know, but like you don't know you have all these years. You don't know that. I have a friend dying of cancer. The friend said the worst thing is when someone comes over and tries to make me feel better because, and this is how my friend will say it, motherfucker, you don't know that you're going to make it home. You might die before me.
Well, that's true.
Don't treat me with pity.
Damn. That's right.
You might go out before me.
So then how do we move? How do we move being positive and hopeful that we have years to live, yet not taking anything for granted?
I don't think we move. I think we listen. I think we're present. I think if the spirit wants eat, pray, love, we have to decide whether we're going to feed the spirit or not.
You're gonna make me go. You're gonna make me go back to my team and be like, "Hey, you guys, I need you to run the business for the next 365 days. I'm taking a sabbatical. I need a moment, and I'm just gonna be off the grid."
And how tight that you have the privilege to do that.
I know.
It's your company.
You're onto something. You
know, you have the privilege to do that, and that's so cool. I'm not forcing anyone's hand here.
No. No, the wheels are spinning in my head. I'm like, what am I doing?
I just like the thought
but then
process.
What am I doing? And I think that goes back to like, what are we all doing here, right? And I think what I love so much about what you do is I feel like you, and even what I do, is that we follow purpose and we go where what we're being led and guided. And I think a lot of people, I think we talked about meditation before too, but like the power of meditation and how the things that come to you when you can silence the noise are life-changing. And we all need to lean into that more.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat, pray, love. I swear to you.
We have to do it, before we don't. I do believe that our life just kind of one day you wake up and you're like, oh, I thought I said I would do all these things. And now I'm many years of age, and I didn't do them.
Yeah.
I acquired and I acquired and I acquired. I've said this before, but if all the things we consumed were actually meant to fill us, don't you think you would be full by now? But they're not meant to fill you. They're meant to leave you more empty than you started. And the only way we get fed is when we feed ourselves right here, is when we stop. And all of this is food. It's not just your next meal. It's like this conversation is food. These people I see every day are food. They're beautiful food. It's like, oh, it smells good. It's food. It's all food.
No, I haven't even had breakfast, and I feel so full right now. I'm inspired. I'm going to eat, pray, love. I feel like I always enjoy conversations with you because I walk away feeling so inspired and like just with a different outlook on everything, really. Because I feel like I'm pretty self-aware and like I love to do my meditations, but I feel like you need to surround yourself around more people that like you. I think we all need a little bit more Chris in our life, to be honest.
From your mouth to God's ears. Look, if that's received, because that's a practice I'm interested in receiving, I'll receive what you just said.
Yeah.
I will receive. But I agree. You know, when you walked in here, I think before we were recording, you said, "Oh, it's so cool you're having me on here," and I own this thing, and so I get to put myself in spaces with people who I want to be around.
Mm-hmm.
And that's cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if that's our life, wow, what a great way to spend
No,
it. If
for
we were just
sure.
always around people who filled the cup.
Yeah, I
you know.
mean, think about the days you dreamed about what you have now.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to think about that often. And I'm like, you're right. You're right, God. You're right. I dreamed about this life I dreamed that I could just have my own business and have my own schedule, not have a boss, and be able to like live the life that I want to live and create something for myself, for my family, create generational wealth for people who look like us, coming from like immigrant families. I think like the impact that I think what our work is more important now than ever.
I'm going to give you one more on generational wealth.
Yeah.
Generational wealth is very important in terms of money. I agree. It's beautiful. White people have had it forever. If bodies of culture can also like send their kids to college without student debt, how incredible. Start them, teach them about business and credit and all of this stuff. Amazing. I did not have this. So I honor that. Another form of generational wealth that is so beautiful is someone looking up to you and saying, she eat, prayed, loved.
Mm-hmm.
She took care of herself. She loved herself. She knew she was enough. She knew she was worthy of love. Like that is another form of generational wealth is this deep, deep, deep self-love and appreciation for this moment and for who we are and for not needing to be someone else.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I never thought of it that way, ever. But I feel like thinking about my family, and it had been like I went to the Dominican Republic for Christmas, and I saw all my aunts and my uncles, and like you just see how people fill like every room with love and affection, and that is, to your point, generational, because we're gonna pass that on to our kids and our
Hopefully.
Yes, no, for sure. We are. We're speaking it into existence. We are. And that's beautiful because there's a lot of people who have generational wealth monetarily that don't have that. And I think being rich and being wealthy are two different things, right? So
we have a whole government of generational wealth people who can't stand themselves.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that.
Yeah.
They can't stand to be in a room alone with themselves.
Yeah. No, but I think that's a great point. That it doesn't have to necessarily be monetary. I'm gonna write that down. Bumper sticker.
It'll be recorded, so you can just listen.
Just
or you can also just change your business to bumper stickers. Clearly, you're really into bumper stickers.
No, we'll put it on my vision board. Put these things on the vision board.
We also got to run back a game of pool.
Did I win?
No, you didn't win.
Oh, maybe that's why we haven't gone back.
You didn't win, but you hyped up your skills.
I'm better at what I drink.
You hyped up your skills. But you
no,
didn't
it's okay.
win.
We can rematch it. It's cool,
and
cool.
I'm not great, but we gotta run it back.
No, but you.
I had something going that night. It was weird. It was weird. I don't know.
Like, I think he's downplaying me.
I don't know. I wasn't like trying to be a shark or anything. I just something happened.
I don't know what it was, but I was like, oh, he played me. He played me. What is this? But yes, we can go back.
Any last ideas, questions, thoughts, curiosities?
Not that I can think of right now. I want to have you on my podcast because I want to ask you so many questions.
What's it going to be called?
You know what keeps coming to me every time I think about it is "Let's Be Candid." And I don't know why, but that just keeps coming to me. And I should ChatGPT it and put some power behind it because I'm sure there's better names. But that's just the first one and second and third that keeps coming back. So that's where I'm leaning. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions though.
Great. I will give none now, but I will candidly give none now. I like "Let's Be Candid."
Yeah, I feel like people aren't real enough.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like "Let's Be Real," but more PC.
It could also just be candid or just candid.
Yeah.
You can play with it. You fill it out.
Okay. Yeah, you're onto something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've done some writing in my day. I can do some copywriting. Yeah, I'll be there.
Dope.
Thanks.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you for having me. Again, I'm grateful for this.
And that's our time. I hope you loved it. I did. Like, subscribe, share, comment, tell the homies. You know what to do. I will see you next week with another great episode. Peace.